Okay, I gotta be quick with this one because there's a quiet mouse in the house and I'm pretty freaked out. This here today will be the talking stick. Also, it will be my anti-mouse stick. So if you ever see me do this really quickly, most likely I got it. Sorry, it just freaks me out. I don't like rodents, especially mice and rats. And I usually see gray mouse. This one was a black mouse. Remind me more of a rat. Or a mole. We got a mole. Anyways, let's get in with the story. So, I found it fun. I was thinking about it, and I find it kind of not funny, but interesting. I find it interesting. That's like when you're young, you don't really believe in this. Wait, you do believe in this, but how did I say that? I said I had it so perfectly, and this mouse hole thing made me forget everything. But then when you get older, you start to realize and think like little by little, you know, I guess it can be believable. It is a spirit of Christmas after all. Because it's religion when it comes down to it. Christmas is religion, I think. It has the same power of faith. As long as people are believing in the spirit of Christmas, having that faith in Christmas, it's going to be alive, even stronger. Now you're all wondering, like, wait a second, how can you say that with no proof and evidence? You're the type of person that needs proof or evidence. I never thought you'd be thinking that there'd be a chance of having a Santa Claus. You know, honestly, all throughout my life I always thought there's a chance of us having a Santa Claus because I always believed in aliens. So, like, why not? And Bigfoot, I believe in Bigfoot. And why not the missing link? And so why not, like, why couldn't there be also a mythical present giver, you know? They say with evil there's good, with good there's evil. You can't have one or the other without the other. For example, I'm saying that because, you know, Bigfoot, I don't think he's such a friendly guy. And the aliens that abduct the humans, I don't think they're so friendly either. But Santa Claus, heck, he makes a naughty and nice list. Look for the help out the nicest. It's cool. Now you're probably wondering, well, what's the proof or what's evidence? I was thinking about it, and the more I thought about it, I found an old memory came to me. Interestingly, like I should have shared it with you all, and that's why I'm doing this today. See, but before I share the memory, let me share my idea on why I think that there's a chance the spirit of Christmas is actually more real than what most would think. Because when I thought about it, I'm like, I wonder how it is that there's things that, like, there's like not rules, but there's like regulations to Santa Claus. You know, for example, mall Santas, they have to follow rules. They have to be jolly. They have to smile. You know, they have to be happy. And they have to know the basics of Santa Claus. You know, you can't go into expecting to be Santa Claus at a mall without knowing what Christmas is. You know, they're not gonna. I mean, they probably would if you really need it, and they need someone to be Santa, but hopefully not. There should be at least a regulation where it's like you need to know what Christmas is and to know the role you're playing, you know. But anyways, so with that in mind, like, okay, there's probably like a small booklet or somewhere where it's like, okay, all Santas do this and that, right? But then the more you think about it, like the more things that they're like that wouldn't be in that booklet, but somehow there's some like Santas that know, like the golden rules per se for partiers, for people that party a lot. people that probably like have these golden rules where it's like, don't spill a drink, don't make a party foul, that's and that. I believe that Santa Claus actually has some golden rules where it's like, you know, and one of those golden rules being, dang, as soon as this thing started up, I just lost it. Come on, Christmas spirit, don't you want to be shared? I had it perfectly, man. I remember it now. They say, because they didn't really say this in the Santa Claus TV shows or movies a lot, but like somehow most of Santas know this at the malls and stuff. Like if you ever ask them, Santa, how do you stay warm while you're traveling and delivering presents? What Santa will always, most of the time, when they know that the job or that maybe the real Santa even, they'll say, "Oh, I don't get cold." Like you don't get cold. Of course you don't get cold. There's no way this guy's living at the North Pole and get cold. If it was someone like me, I wouldn't be able to do it. I'd be too cold. I do get cold, and I get cold easily. Not easily, but there's a point where I'm like, okay, now I can't handle it anymore. That's what that is. And the reason why I thought about this is because, like, I remember this one time, well, most of the time, whenever I got taken to see Santa at the mall myself, which was only not a lot of times, but every once in a while, I guess. I don't know. I don't really remember that many trips. All I could really remember is like 2 to 3 trips. But either way, out of those 2 or 3 trips, I remember this one time where it was like talking to Santa, and it was like he knew exactly what I was thinking. Like I didn't have to say anything. Like he knew I was the type of person that, like, because it was like probably the 3rd Santa I went to, and then what I do is basically I don't ask him for like specific things. Like I just ask him. I'm more curious about the questions. I always like, wow, you got flying reindeer? Like that's awesome. And then he would have to go, all right, what do you want for Christmas? And I'd end up saying a toy. Like I wouldn't ask for anything specific really. I'd just be like a toy. Like what kind of toy? And then I'd have to say that, or I have to think. I don't know. I think I'd end up saying like a cool toy or something, like something awesome, whatever. As long as it's a toy, Santa. Make sure. I think I would be like, make sure it's not clothes. You know how I feel about the clothes. That's how I was when I was a kid. Now I'm like, dang, should have asked for more clothes. But I remember like since I was like more asking him questions and not telling him what I want for Christmas, that's how I know. Like there's this one time where I asked him that question. I asked him, how do you not get cold while dropping off the presents and flying? Because I think it was around the time too, like probably, I don't know, I'm pretty sure I probably remembered like somehow back then, because I was younger, I probably remembered a Hollywood copter, a helicopter, that's how you say it, yeah, a helicopter ride that my parents took me on when I was even younger, so I'm like, I probably remembered that and feeling the wind from that or something, and I was probably wondering like, no way, that was probably hard to deal with. How do you deal with being in a sleigh with no walls or windows, going at that speed with that wind and cold, He straight up said, I don't feel the cold. Santa, don't get cold. Okay, that's what they say. And it's a weird thing to me because like they don't really say that much in the movies, or they don't really go over that, it seems like, that much. But somehow every supposed fake Santa, which who knows which ones are real or fake, maybe there's a lot more real ones than there's fake. Maybe there's a lot more Santas because maybe there's, I don't know, more, I don't know. But anyways, they'll be saying like the same stuff, like as if it's like golden rules no matter where you're at. That's the part that I'm thinking like, makes the jingle bells ring and the Christmas spirit a little bit more alive, doesn't it? Well, I guess that's my Christmas story on what I remember when I met Santa, I guess. And I'll share this one more thing that the first and last time I made a Christmas list. You see, it's not because I didn't get what I didn't want. You know, I mean, I didn't get what I wanted. You know, it's not because of that. It was just because honestly, it took out like most of the joy of. It didn't really make it more fun. The Christmas once you asked for things, like making the list, because I made the first list I made was probably when I was like 8 or 9 years old, and so you know, because there was something I wanted, and I told my parents about it, and they're like, "Oh, you should try making a list," you know. And then, so I did that, and I remember it was a long list. That's why it was the last list I ever made. I was like, "Dang, this sucks." Like, this is less fun. This is way less fun. First, you're not even. First, you take. If you just said that, I had to cut out something I just said. Anyways, but yeah, I had a long Christmas list, and and it was like, it was funny because I was like, at first I asked for the thing I wanted. I'm like, all right, now what do I do? Like, what else do I ask for? I don't know what else I want. And so I started, how do you find gift ideas? And then that's when my parents showed me, like, just look on TV, what on the magazines, whatever, wherever you see them, you know, just write them down. And then, so that's what I did. I went on the internet, I went through magazines, I went watching info commercials. Man, I worked on that list for like a straight 24 hours. And the thing was, is like, I was like, I had one list on one side of the paper and another list going down half the other side of the paper. It was a long list of things. Like, I think I was even asking for some snacks too in it. Throwing in some snacks in the middle there, like, oh, you probably won't see this, but that'd be nice to try out that food. Um, but yeah, that was the last time I made the Christmas list because it really took. What happened was it took out like some of the joy. I mean, there was fun making the list, but then after the list was made, you know, there was no more fun with it. And also, it was like when I ended up getting some of the presents on the list, I was like, okay, like that's why I asked for it. Cool, thanks, Santa. But then it didn't really feel like, you know, oh, that's cool, awesome, nice random gift, nice random fun gift. It's not hard to get a gift that's new, random, fun. It's really not. You just gotta know where to look, I guess. Like I did making that list, you know. I was looking, and the funny thing was, even though I was young, I was looking at the things that were on sale. That's why I made the list so long, because a lot of stuff was on sale. And so I'm like, you know, I was thinking that Santa was gonna get it, of course, but I was like, you know, I don't want to act like, you know, ask for too much, because that my parents always taught me that there's always other kids out there that either need the food too, or even the presents too. So you gotta share, which is true, which is very true. That's where greediness really comes in a problem. Some people take too much, but it is what it is, I guess, for now. Hope you all enjoyed that Christmas story, the little Christmas memories I have. I I guess it's not really a Christmas story, but more of a Christmas idea. A Christmas idea in the Christmas spirit. Hope you all got it. Hope you all staying awesome. Peace out. Stay awesome.